Welcome back to Inspiration for an Elegant Week. Today's elegant inspiration comes from a recent experience I had. One evening last week, just before I went to bed, I checked out the BBC News. Images of the Tianjin blast in China, desperate migrants landing on the island of Kos, and a wave of bombings in Baghdad filled the screen. Totally overwhelmed by the state of the world, regretting that I'd even turned it on, and knowing it would take a while before I could sleep, I went into the garden and stepped into a peaceful, starry night. The contrast was dramatic, jarring even. It was a shocking reminder that without all of this information, I would have only this. A perfect night, and yet I'd nearly missed it by having all these stories swirling in my head. We're now so totally submerged in a stream of information and images that we have way more awareness of the world beyond our own than at any time in our evolution. And dramatic stories of suffering are making up much of it. You would never know that in truth, more of us live in harmony than in conflict. Absorbing endless bad news can create overwhelm and paralysis. I remember years ago calling a friend in London who was watching the news footage of Hurricane Katrina. She said she'd been glued to the television all weekend and hadn't been able to sleep. By watching, she'd felt a kind of hopeless kinship, but this hadn't helped her, the people around her, or indeed the people of New Orleans. Like my friend, I believe that most of us are empathetic people. We want to know what's going on in the world. We want to be informed. But over-identifying with the plight of others is actually counterproductive. And here's something I've recently come to truly understand. The only effective way to make a change in the world is to be that change. We have to live that change if we really want to help other people and the planet. We're no good to anyone if we're exhausted and overwhelmed like me the other night. It's like being on a plane when they ask you to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help the person next to you. We're so much better at helping other people when we're in the best shape we can be. 2 years ago, after years of reading the headline news every morning, the host of the Up and Running morning show, Rick Schneider, on WKZ radio, realized it was making him depressed. And he decided to deliver only good news, inspiring stories of people helping one another. By looking after his well-being, Rick creates a positive vibe for his listeners, which aligns perfectly with the strong sense of community that WKZ is noted for. In many ways, it's a blessing to have all of this amazing knowledge and information at our fingertips. So let's use it to empower us and not allow it to overwhelm us. We need to make conscious choices about what we allow into our lives, what we watch or listen to, and when we watch and listen. And ask yourself these questions to make sure that there's value for your mind, body, and spirit in the decisions you make. Am I being informed? Am I learning something new? Am I developing greater understanding or awareness of something I truly care about? Am I experiencing something that otherwise I might not? Am I being empowered? Am I connecting with what really matters to me? And am I being truly entertained, or is it just a meaningless distraction? Now that we're officially in the political silly season, these questions are going to become even more crucial to our well-being. At the best of times, we're bombarded with messages that create fear, and now it's only going to get worse. Working out what's real and what's not will be a matter of extreme importance. Every informed choice we make helps our well-being, the well-being of those around us, and takes us a step closer to the kind of world we want. Thank you for watching. Don't let the information age overwhelm you. Be empowered, make conscious choices, and by using it wisely, we will be the change we want to see in the world. Have a peaceful and productive week.